December 2025. Police lights slice the dark as a quiet Los Angeles home becomes a calculated crime scene. Inside, Rob and Michele Reiner are found dead, their home stripped of warmth and filled with deliberate silence. No forced entry, no broken locks. This was not a break-in, but an arrival that raised no alarms. Blood patterns suggest control, not panic, pointing to a killing driven by intention, not impulse.
Friends describe the Reiners as private and quiet, a couple with no public enemies or visible threats.
Detectives collect every detail, knowing one missed clue here could erase the killer forever. Seasoned officers sensed this was personal, precise, and carried out by someone who knew the space well. As news spreads, fear follows, because if safety failed here, it can fail anywhere. The street is sealed, but the killer is not, and that uncertainty poisons the night. This investigation shifts quickly from evidence to psychology, hunting a mind that planned this end. Detectives slow the footage, knowing the smallest detail here could expose how this night unfolded. Nothing is overturned, nothing stolen. This was never about money or chaos. The timeline begins to tighten, turning hours into minutes and suspicion into focus. Neighbors heard nothing, saw nothing, and that silence now feels deeply intentional. Personal items remain untouched, suggesting the killer had a single purpose and no hesitation. Attention shifts to movements, calls, and gaps that might reveal who was expected inside. Investigators narrow their focus, realizing access matters more here than motive. As cameras arrive, the case shifts from private tragedy to public obsession. Each replay strips emotion away, leaving only facts sharp enough to cut through doubt. Daylight arrives, but clarity does not. This case is only beginning to reveal its weight. Investigators map movements and calls, searching for who had reason and timing to be inside. As gaps close, coincidence fades, and access becomes the most dangerous clue. Time itself feels frozen here, marking the moment when normal life abruptly ended. Medical findings confirm violence, controlled force, and an attack that didn't hesitate. Personal images complicate the case, forcing detectives to look closer at inner circles. Attention shifts from unknown threats to familiar faces with unquestioned access. Every interview now carries risk, because truth and deception sound almost identical. Speculation grows as facts stay guarded, feeding fear and impatience outside the case. Alibis are tested against time, movement, and silence that refuses to explain itself. The house remains empty, but its walls still hold answers someone tried to bury. Fog blankets the street, hiding the tragedy inside the Reiner home from view, but not from memory. A single key on the counter raises questions. Was it left intentionally or overlooked in haste? Every fingerprint becomes a clue, a silent witness to the final movements in this calculated scene. Shadows stretch long, hinting at the presence that moved deliberately through the house. Appointments and events now serve as evidence, showing who could have entered unnoticed. Security footage reveals patterns, but not the identity. An invisible presence left only traces. Every step echoes, a reminder that in silence, the killer's plan left its marks and whispers. Connections emerge, showing the killer's precision and the methodical nature of this horrific act. Emails and messages offer context, but also deepen the shadow of suspicion on someone close. The house stands quiet, but its story is far from over. Truth waits, patient and relentless. Investigators intensify the hunt, tracing every movement, call, and shadow of the killer. Logs reveal gaps and inconsistencies, turning suspicion towards someone who should have been trusted. Footprints align, showing careful steps, deliberate movements that betray precision and intent. Angles and shadows suggest someone familiar with the house moved without raising alarms, right? Connections solidify, showing a pattern only someone close to the victims could execute. Dates and routines become evidence, revealing who knew the house best and could act unnoticed. Every question asked in the empty room weighs heavy, as if the walls remember what occurred. The perimeter offers clues, shadows, and whispers, hinting at the methodical entry and exit. A lone key becomes a silent witness, pointing towards someone with access and knowledge. Night falls again, and the investigation tightens, a predator hunt turning inward toward the familiar. Calls and texts reveal patterns, hinting at a presence that had been overlooked by everyone. The vehicle's location matches the timeline, tying someone dangerously close to the crime scene. Each ping reveals careful planning. This was deliberate, executed with precision and control. Handwriting analysis draws eyes to someone familiar, someone trusted by the victims. The room tells a story, movement, control, and a methodical execution that chills the mind. A figure appears, silent and deliberate, someone who knew every inch of the home.
Messages reveal trust, familiarity, and access.
Clues that narrow suspicion to the inner circle. Every shadow is examined, every sound recorded, the killer left evidence only the trained eye can read. Hours and minutes are reconstructed, revealing a calculated approach that few could execute. The night deepens, the investigation sharpens. Every clue pulls detectives closer to the truth. Every frame is studied, every shadow questioned. The killer's pattern is precise and chilling. Fingerprints link to someone inside the home, narrowing the circle to those the victims knew. Routes and timing reveal access points, showing who could enter and exit unnoticed. Every question asked now carries weight. Every silence may hold the killer's secret. Handwriting shows familiarity, access, and intent, a controlled hand behind the violence. Minutes and seconds are reconstructed, revealing the methodical movements of the perpetrator. Digital traces hint at trust betrayed, connections that allowed the killer to slip inside. Every corner is scanned, every detail noted. The killer left evidence only trained eyes can see. Patterns emerge from chaos, revealing the calculated precision of someone close to the victims. The house sleeps under the night, yet every clue draws detectives ever closer to the truth. The footage loops endlessly, showing movements precise, controlled, and eerily familiar. Tiny fingerprints, overlooked by the untrained eye, hint at someone with intimate access. Dates and routines tell a story, revealing who could act unnoticed, when the house slept. Every message, every note, every timestamp narrows the circle of who had knowledge and access. Footsteps echo in the empty rooms, tracing movements that speak louder than words ever could. Each connection forms a pattern, pointing to someone dangerously close to the victims. Profiles, histories, and movements are dissected, searching for the familiar hand behind the act. Moonlight falls on the home, revealing nothing, yet holding every secret the walls witnessed. The investigation tightens like a noose, each clue pulling closer to the person behind it all. Dawn arrives, but answers remain partial. The case is far from over, and darkness lingers still.